it's Living Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. I have seriously not posted on YouTube in a hot minute. I think my last video was in 2018 where I was just beginning my whole overall health and weight loss journey. And after a hiatus and many years of trial and error, I have truly developed a strategy that works for my body and my well-being for weight loss and how to stay healthy. A while to get here. I had to change my whole entire lifestyle, and that is the biggest thing for weight loss. Is a lot of people think it's a simple fix, and that is just not true. You have to change your whole entire lifestyle and shift your identity and change your whole set of beliefs about who you are versus who you want to be. And so I am so excited to share with you guys how I managed to lose 100 pounds and share with you guys my overall strategy for weight loss and just for overall your well-being on your health journey. On my channel, I'm going to start posting healthy recipes, days in my life, my workout routines, from health, wellness to fitness content. I'm your gal. So stay tuned for more. I'll be posting weekly. Let's just jump into my overall weight loss strategy and how I managed to change my whole lifestyle and turn into Living Lindsay, where I truly feel comfortable to live in my body versus I used to not. But yeah, let's get into it. So my 5-method strategy for weight loss consists of mindset, action, intuition, fasting, and discipline. Number 1 step for weight loss and laying the overall foundation for success is simply changing your mindset. And I realized that this was the barrier in my weight loss journey. My mindset was seriously preventing me from transforming my whole entire body. I got stuck in my head and I just felt like I was going to be stuck like how I was my whole life. Just to give like a little backstory, I grew up obese my whole life. I always, even since like a little girl, I struggled with listening to my hunger cues, and I would oftentimes overeat and didn't know how to use my intuition and listen to my hunger cues to know when to eat. So that was something I really struggled with growing up. And growing up, I was super active. I was in CrossFit when I was 12. I started Weight Watchers when I was 12 even. And I was also in gymnastics. And then in high school, I was on a swim team. And yeah, for some reason, like I just couldn't like manage to lose the weight. I remember in 4th grade, I literally was like 110 pounds and everyone else was, you know, in like the 80s. And I realized at a very young age that I was different than everyone else around me in my classes, at school. And I felt like kind of an outsider growing up, and it was kind of intimidating growing up, living in fear and comparing myself to others and how they looked. And so I kind of grew up with a fixed mindset on my weight and why I weighed that amount. And what most people don't realize is you truly have to heal through so much trauma, and it's a mindset thing. Like you truly have to overcome a lot of mental battles to be able to lose the weight. What you just simply need to do to start your weight loss journey is change your mindset with the flip of a switch. Just think of you flipping a switch and starting. Like what most people don't realize is that it's very simple to lose weight because all you have to truly do is start. That is the number 1 thing. You have to decide why you're doing it. So for example, I decided that my overall goal was I wanted to feel confident in my body. I wanted to love myself more. And I think it's also important to realize that no matter where you're at, you have to love yourself. That is laying the groundwork for how you will feel after you've lost the weight. Because I'm telling you now, you're still going to have insecurities. I still have insecurities and things I need to work on today, of course, but it's about the progression of learning to love yourself. Decide why you want to do this. Like I said, I wanted to feel more comfortable in my body and really learn to love myself. And I also did this for health reasons too, because I was having extreme stomach and GI tract problems. I also had kidney stones 3 summers in a row. And so I knew that if I didn't commit to myself and I didn't commit to my journey and doing whatever it takes to feel comfortable in my body and love myself again, that I was going to struggle with health problems the rest of my life potentially. And like thinking of in terms of that, like this was actually like a serious thing for my health, that I needed to lose weight, was a key principle, a key motivator in my weight loss journey. Decide that you can do this. Like a lot of times we're stuck in our heads and we're like, oh, we make up excuses like, I'm just gonna be stuck like this my whole life, like this is how I was born, this is how I was raised. Like, you need to stop making excuses for yourself and realize that you can do it. Instead of thinking you can't, you can, because you can. It is so true. And once you kind of realize that you can, that is also a motivator to realize that you'll do whatever it takes to feel more comfortable with yourself. I simply visualized what I wanted to look like, and not only that, I associated how I wanted to feel with that visualization in mind. And so I thought of like, you know, the hottest version of myself, the most happy version of myself, and I combined both the emotion with the mentality of how I wanted to look. And that truly helped to release that mentality of being fearful of reaching your highest self. Oftentimes we honestly like to stay the same because we fear what it will take to change, or we fear the change that is associated with stepping into the highest version of ourselves. And we get so locked in with our current habits that we get afraid to change them because, you know, that's not your identity. And something you have to think about as well is you have to shift your whole identity and form new habits that align with that said identity that you want to become. For example, if you want to be, you know, the best runner or the best weightlifter, or you want to be more strong, you have to create and form new habits and new ideas. Those habits then align with your future self, and then you slowly turn into that person, all because of the set of beliefs that you have in your mind. So that is why I'm saying that your mindset is truly the #1 foundation for weight loss. And I could literally go on and on and on about mindset. I will probably make a separate video on mindset, but that is the #1 strategy for weight loss. Moving on to my next step for weight loss, you have to take action. You can only talk so much about who you want to become and what you want to do until you simply just start and execute on your goals. So you have to just simply take action and find passion in moving your body. Some things that I did to start taking action was I first joined a CrossFit gym in 2018. I know maybe some of you remember that in my last videos, but that is around the time of when I started joining CrossFit and started going to those classes. And I actually started out in the teen class, and I think I was like 19 years old. But I couldn't even do a lunge. Guys, I couldn't even do a lunge. And so I started going to CrossFit because I really enjoyed the community aspect of that, and it taught me like the overall foundation for like moving my body and like learning new lifts like squats and deadlifts and cleans and push press and stuff like that. And so CrossFit really taught me a lot, and it also kind of gave me some stability in a sense of learning a new habit, like going to a class 3 times a week really helped me build it into my schedule. Like I wasn't as like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna work out today, like I don't know what the workout is, or like sometimes when you like work out on your own you have no idea what to do. And so CrossFit kind of gave me that foundation. After COVID, I would say I tried going back to CrossFit and I literally like couldn't do the high level of intensity that CrossFit requires for those workouts. And so I kind of quit CrossFit and ventured onto my own, and I started really diversifying movements and my workouts, and I started walking like 20 minutes every day with my friends after dinner. And I realized that cardio was actually a huge passion of mine, and walking is so beneficial for your body. And I saw so much results by lifting on my own on the side, but increasing my cardio. And overall, I also started doing yoga at the beginning of my weight loss journey, and this really taught me how to stay in tune with my body. Not only that, but stretch my body and kind of work through some of that trauma that is stored in my body to really like feel my strengths and my weaknesses with my flexibility and my mobility. And it also just gave me like time to relax. And I really love yoga for that aspect of it too, because it's like a dedicated time to meditate and reflect on your body and how it's moving, and also have that connection with your mindset. And you kind of go into like a transit almost, where you're just so focused on your mindset and focused on how your body is truly feeling. It truly helped me feel it out and feel and learn so much more about my body. And so yoga was also a way that diversified my movement as well. And then in like 2022, I think, I turned into a runner. Like I said, I was doing cardio on my own, and I also did the 12-3-30, and that is what helped me turn into a runner, because it helped me build that stamina and endurance for cardio that I could then transition into running. And for those that don't know what the 12-3-30 is, it's 12 incline, speed 3 for 30 minutes. And so I started doing that, and I noticed so much improvement with my overall endurance with cardio that I started running a mile on the treadmill after I would do the 12-3-30. And then from there, I started trail running in Wisconsin, back when I lived in Wisconsin. And so running really helped me see results, and kind of just helped to shed some of that weight off. But it was also hard because I loved lifting as well, and it was hard for me to kind of find a balance of lifting and cardio, but you really truly need to increase your cardio to see more results. And so what I like to do is hybrid training. So I like to do cardio like 2 or 3 times a week, and then lift at least 3 times a week. And you can combine them or mesh them together in your workouts, but overall it's so important to increase your cardio and also just diversify your movement as well. That is how I simply took action and found passion in moving my body, because now I have so many different passions. And today I actually am a weightlifter. I competed last October in my first competition. And so now I am focused on building my mobility and also continuing to lose weight, but build my strength up back again, because after I lost all of the weight, it was hard for me to continue lifting at the same level that I was in CrossFit, because not only did my form suck, first of all, I have come so far in a year with weightlifting, but my form sucked, and so I got a shoulder injury a little bit, like I had scapular tendonitis or whatever, and then I had a coach that really helped me correct my form and be able to teach me how to lift and move my body again, because lifting is a huge passion of mine and will always be a huge passion of mine. And I have really like listened to my body and learned that I need lifting and I also need cardio. Finding passion in moving your body and taking action on easy steps and little steps every day to form new habits will really transform your body. So I challenge you to find new movements to try every day and find what works for you and your body. I know that cardio and lifting works for me, but try a new class. Go try a CrossFit class, go try yoga, go try Pilates for all I care. But simply just taking action is going to improve your overall health. Moving on to number 3, intuition. Intuition is overall so important for listening to your body and figuring out what foods align with your highest self and what foods work for your body and help you see results with your weight loss. What I first started doing was cutting out all the crap that I was eating and addicted to, because food can be so addicting, especially sugar and breads and unhealthy starches can be very addicting as well, because those carbohydrates turn and process as sugar. Therefore, it's just kind of stuffing up your body with extra fat. I really learned to listen to my body when it came to the foods that I was eating on a daily basis, and reflect on how the foods that I was eating was making me feel. Was it making me feel bloated? Was it making me feel lethargic? Was it making me feel alive and giving me more momentum and energy throughout the day? Really learning to listen to what you put into your body is a huge step for weight loss. So something I did to learn to listen to my body and learn to have that development of intuition for myself was I cut out all crappy food, like I said, and I cut out gluten, dairy, and sugar, alcohol, sodas, even like pork. Pork I only ate once a week. Put my foot in the door to learning how to feel in tune with my body on what I was eating. And it was a 30-day challenge, and so I learned how to incorporate meals that actually made me feel good. So learning to implement new healthy whole food and nutrient dense meals into my life really taught me that, oh, I can feel good eating like this, and oh, I can actually eat healthy and it can still taste just as good as the food that I thought I wanted and that I thought I was addicted to. I remember I was really addicted to Diet Coke, for example, and this was such a hard habit to cut out. And I remember during my 30-day challenge, I cheated a little and I had some Diet Coke, but it gave me a headache. And I realized I had the intuition to learn that Diet Coke was actually making me feel like crap. And so that is kind of how I stopped that addiction, is I just simply decided to cut it out. And then once I tried it again, I had that intuition that, oh, it made me feel crappy. And so learning to listen to your body and learning to fuel your body with healthier foods is going to make you realize, like, oh, I can eat healthier and feel way better, to the point where you're not even going to crave that food that you used to eat and that fast food that you used to eat. You're going to feel so good and confident in your body and have more energy that you're not going to crave those old foods. And it's so hard to cut out foods like that, because we're human, we all have cravings, and the ingredients that they put in our food today is seriously not healthy. So I challenge you to take 30 days and cut out all the bad foods that you're eating. Not to say that gluten, dairy, and sugar aren't bad, but try cutting it out for just 30 days and learn to eat more nutrient-dense meals that fuel your body more, and learn to listen to your body. So that is kind of how I also learned to lose weight, is from just having that intuition and intuitively eating. And you're also going to want to intuitively listen to your hunger cues. And so it took me a while to figure out, when I was full, because like I said, when I grew up, I sometimes didn't realize my hunger cues, or I would just ignore them. Like, even if I was full, I would, due to some of my trauma, I would be stressed and I would stress eat as a younger kid. So learning your hunger cues is also super important. For example, sometimes you may not even be hungry, you're just thirsty for water. And deep breathing, like I said, yoga truly helped me to be more in tune with my body. And with that, it helped me learn to intuitively eat, because I could feel my fullness. And breathing is so important for your gut. Actually, there's studies on this, that You know, your breath is connected to your gut biome, and so when you take the time to meditate and do some deep breathing, you're able to have that mind core connection with your gut. And so that is also super important and helped me learn to intuitively eat. Another tip I have is eating slowly. This was a huge thing that I didn't even realize helped so much and went a long way, is simply just eating slower to really enjoy the food that you are providing your body. And it helps me learn to be more in tune with my hunger cues, because I would realize like, oh, am I full or not? Because like I was eating so much slower, and that seriously helped so much. Number 4 is fasting. Fasting helped me so much on my weight loss journey, and I always heard these girlies like fasting for 16 hours plus, and that just wasn't my thing. And so all you need to do for fasting is simply stop eating after 8 or 9 p.m. and that will give you enough time between the morning time and fasting after dinner to actually process and digest your food. Like a lot of your weight on your body is actually just like unprocessed food sitting in your bowel system. I know that sounds crazy, but giving yourself more time in between meals to truly digest and process and burn off those calories that you're already fueling your body with is going to help you immensely. And you also want to think of it like this, like when you're sleeping, you are not actively moving, or at least you shouldn't be, unless you have sleep paralysis like me, but you're not actively moving, therefore you're not actively burning calories. And so you should not be eating late at night, because it just sits in your gut and your stomach. And then when you eat more the next day, you're going to feel so full. But something I did to fast more and give myself more time in between meals is I actually started eating breakfast. Oftentimes at the beginning of my weight loss journey, I thought that I just should skip breakfast because that's what everyone was doing. Everyone was fasting until like 12 p.m. And this is actually not good, because I believe that breakfast literally sets the tone for the day, and it gives you that boost of energy throughout the day, because whatever you put into your body after you fast from the night previously is so important. For example, I started eating more fruit in the morning instead of eating carbs right away, and because fruit is a carb, number 1, and it's a sugar. But I found that it was giving me so much love in the morning, and it gave me so much more fuel than feeling draggy and lethargic from eating a bunch of carbs in the morning. And so I challenge you to actually start eating breakfast. It could be something as small as like a yogurt bowl. I love yogurt bowls, or you can make like a smoothie bowl, something like that. But that will give you enough energy throughout the day. And I also stopped eating lunch because I realized that my body doesn't need as much food as I thought it did. And so I learned to eat just a simple breakfast and then skip lunch, and then I'll have like a small snack in the afternoon and then a big nutrient dense dinner. I challenge you to give yourself more time in between meals so that your body can truly digest and process the food that you are choosing to fuel it with. Last step, but certainly not least, is discipline. You have to not give up on yourself. You have to realize that this is a commitment to your overall life. Changing your lifestyle is not easy, but if you give up on yourself, it's going to be just as hard. You have to realize that you have a choice here. You can either get 1% better every day, or you can stay the same. Which one is harder? You have to choose your heart, because if I didn't take small steps that I did take on my health journey, I would still be the same today, and I would probably be struggling with a lot more health issues. So important to have that discipline and commitment to yourself that you are going to do whatever it takes to feel comfortable in your body. And it's so important to just keep going and not give up, and give yourself some grace. Like if you slip up, it's totally okay. Like you just have to keep going and listen to your body throughout this whole process. And you can start over as many times as you need to, but as long as you don't just give up and revert back to your old habits, which is so easy to do, trust me, I know this, then you are going to come so far on your health and your wellness and your overall weight loss journey. In times of challenge or times of difficulty, when you feel like giving up, you have to go back to the very first step and reflect on why you decided to start your health and your wellness and your weight loss journey. You have to realize the why behind what you're doing so that you can continuously find the solution to the problem that you're trying to solve. With discipline, habits don't really mean anything because you're going to be so disciplined that the habits that you once had to really try to implement into your new life and your new lifestyle is just going to come naturally because you have overall now shifted your whole identity about who you are. And so the discipline comes naturally because, for example, once I started working out 3 times a week, like that just became my new normal because I decided that my new identity was going to be the girl that got up in the morning and went to the gym and made herself a healthy breakfast. I changed that set of beliefs about myself and therefore it became your identity. You know, discipline really is who you identify yourself as, and the discipline and the habits that you believe and make yourself out to be are going to come so naturally. For example, I don't even have to like try to wake up for the gym anymore. Like it just happens because I decided that that new identity was who I was, and therefore the habits just aligned into that future self that I wanted to be all along. And so I just challenge you guys to give yourself grace and just love yourself for where you're at. No matter where you're at on your journey or no matter what goals you have, it's so important to just keep going and develop that mindset of discipline for yourself. So I hope that you guys learned something today from my overall weight loss strategy. I have so many more tips for weight loss and for your overall health journey, and I am just so excited to finally share my lifestyle with you guys because it took a long time to get here. I have lost over 100 pounds and the first 40 came off between 2018 and 2022. And then I lost 60 pounds in 6 months by following this strategy even deeper. And so I challenge you guys to start implementing these new habits and really focus on changing your mindset as the foundation and simply going from there. So if you guys need any help at all, feel free to drop a comment and I will do a video about any questions you guys may have about my weight loss journey. And I'm just so excited to finally be able to spread my knowledge across the world because I have literally learned so much about my body and how weight loss works and what you need to do for weight loss and what you need to do to change your overall lifestyle. And it's so important, like I said, to love yourself no matter where you are. And so, yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing week, and like I said, I will be posting weekly. Feel free to drop ideas of content that you guys want to see or any questions you guys have. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my Instagram. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye!